The full moon bathes the shattered walls of Airdal in silver, now licked by ravenous black flames that have consumed every ancient stone. The crackling fire sounds like bones snapping beneath my boots, and a spectral hiss hangs heavy in the air. Something beyond death stalks these streets. I feel the cold weight of my sword in hand, trembling with equal parts rage and adrenaline. Each breath exhales smoke, and the echo of a stifled scream reverberates through the ruins. I take another step and ask myself, who unleashed this terror, and why does my blood burn with the fire? I was born in Airdal, orphaned and taken in by Lyria, a healer with gentle eyes and a comforting voice. As a child, I helped her tend the herb gardens, learned to stitch runic cloaks, and was lulled by tales of ancient heroes around her hearth. Those happy memories scatter like ash in the wind when I return to our village shrouded in smoke and strewn with corpses. Now, under a blood-red sky, my mission is simple: find Lyria and protect whatever remains of her. With every step through these twisted alleys, I see houses ablaze like burning wrecks of old ships and hear the metallic clang of spectral spears against shattered shields. Urgency claws at my chest, for I know each wasted second could seal the fate of the only family I've ever known. I sprint in zigzags through the rubble, crushing shards of pottery and smoldering fragments of furniture. Rounding a corner, I spot a trail of misty footprints leading to the main gate, where Lyria lies collapsed, her tunic torn, her body frail. My heart lurches. I drop to my knees beside her and press trembling hands to her shoulder. Therion. Her voice is little more than a groan, but I recognize the tenderness that made me love her without measure. She reaches out, pointing to my gauntlet hand. You are the last heir of the Black Flame. Those words roll through me like thunder, making the world tilt. I never asked for this burden, never dreamed of a legacy of destruction, but I feel something stir in my veins. A primal, untamable heat. Lyria grips my finger and, with her final breaths, urges in urgent tones, "Use your blood. Ignite the seal. Protect." Before I can ask more, her eyes close and all color drains from the world. Her body goes limp, and a black void swells inside me, darker than any flame that ever burned in Airdal. There's no time to mourn. Behind me, I hear the dragging roar of specters converging on our position. I raise my sword, its grip winding around my fingers as if alive, and call forth the shadowed spark I never knew I carried. A pillar of black flame erupts around the gate, driving the shadows back, and then the ground shakes.
Quick tip to level up your experience. Read Manhwas and light novels for free. Listen to epic audiobooks. Watch unlimited anime. Play cloud games with no console. And stream the best anime soundtracks. Check the description now and grab your free trials.
The tremor hurls me against a fallen barrel. I rise amid sparks dancing through the air, licking the exhausted walls. I draw in a steady breath, letting the dark flame flow through my arms and pulse in my palms. Each ember is an extension of my anger and my grief. I focus on the rune-inscribed symbol on the gate, a circle entwined by 3 tongues of flame, and feel the black flame bend to my will, forging a living chain that seals the entrance. The wailing shades that battered the crest recoil, shrieking in agony, and the specters halt. From the ruins emerges Cairo, the sharp-tongued archer with a caustic humor. He looses a glowing arrow that pierces a specter's skull. "Nothing like a fiery welcome," he quips, but his grin fades as he looks at me, awestruck. At my side, the hooded guardian watches in silence. Her cowl falls back to reveal silver eyes, cold as a storm-lit moon. "The seal answered to your blood, Therion," she intones, her voice echoing with ancient runes. "You did more than awaken the black flame. You are the bond that sustains it." A chill runs down my spine, mingled with a dark pride. For the first time I understand, this power within me is not a curse, it is my sharpest weapon. Before I can respond, the guardian raises her hand and points to fresh boot prints in the ash. Iron-tipped marks scored with crimson runes, stained by fresh blood. "You're not hunted by specters alone," she warns. Cairo steps forward, frowning. "They're human, mercenaries in service to someone who fears your power." My blood boils with indignation. Beyond the Shadow Horde, there are those who would wield my fire as a tool of war. Twice betrayed, by darkness and by flesh. I realize my journey won't merely be about mastering this legacy, but confronting those who see me as a pawn of destruction. I decide to strike before despair takes hold. "We'll lure them to the central plaza," I announce, forcing steadiness into my voice despite the pulse hammering in my temples. I retreat in long strides, leaving trails of glowing embers like scarlet breadcrumbs marking our path. The Guardian offers a faint smile and withdraws a small vial of arcane sealing powder. "Combine your black flame with this," she murmurs, her tone resonant with old magic. "These particles will activate the seal the moment flame meets earth." Perched on a low rampart, Cairo knocks an arrow and grins crookedly. "Air support's on me," he promises, the bowstring humming under tension. "Once we spring the trap, I'll show them how to hit the mark." I follow the winding lane, each bitter breath scented with brimstone and dust, mingled with the metallic stench of lingering specters. At the ancient plaza, we form a perfect triangle. Me in front, sword raised, the Guardian to my left, vial at the ready, Cairo on the highest wall, vigilant and poised. The runes I trace in silver-gray glow, primed to burst with fury. For a moment, the world falls silent. Only the thunderous beat of my heart remains. My veins throng in time with the emerging seal, heralding the maelstrom of black flame to come. We stand in the central square of Airdal, once a festive stage, now heavy with oppressive silence, rent only by black flames creeping through cracks in the cobblestones. I take my place in the center, Cairo to the left and the Guardian to the right, forming a triangle of intent as sharp as any blade. I lift my sword high, the runes etched along its blade pulse in a primal rhythm, showering sparks that dance like enraged fireflies. In the air, I draw circles of ashen light, containment seals that shimmer to meet the surrounding black flame. It's like distilling a storm into a charred chalice. On the horizon, the enemy columns rend the haze, steel-clad mercenaries aligned in relentless ranks, their helms striped with iron, lances brandishing cold lightning. Their leader's voice cuts through the smoke. "Cursed Heir, come fight like a man." I let out a rough laugh, rich with insolence. "If you want a show, take your seats, the tickets are pricey." Cairo cocks his bow with a sly grin. He releases an arrow of pure light. It cleaves through the air and detonates among the first ranks, shattering armor in a glass-bright flash. A cold sip of victory before chaos. The ground trembles. Beneath our feet, the black flame swells into a roaring ring of living fire. Each column that rises twists steel, chars spears, and reduces soldiers to molten shadows. The Guardian murmurs archaic words and her runes coil into translucent barriers, halting the invaders like bars too frail to contain a hurricane. As the front lines collapse into ash, the enemy leader storms forward alone. His high helm smolders with ember-blue glow, and he wields a spectral sword that shrieks like a trapped soul. We collide in the heart of the fire ring. The clash is titanic, steel against steel, an eruption of sparks baptizing our fury in a ballet of embers. Each strike thunders against the fallen walls like funeral drums. I channel every ounce of inherited pain and hatred into one final blow. I feel the blade sear through his armor, his cry dissolving into dust of iron. He crumples, and the world seems to catch its breath. For a heartbeat, all is still. I stand amid spent embers, my chest ablaze with more heat than any scar. The runes on my blade flicker, exhaling a dark whisper as if craving more. A deep tremor shakes the ground, not of stone, but of something primal roaring deep below. A fissure yawns open at my feet, releasing red smoke tendrils and a hum that stutters the heart. I glance to Cairo and the Guardian. Their eyes mirror my question. How far will the black flame reach before it consumes everything? I draw a ragged breath, air scorching in my lungs like living coals. My hand rests on the sword's hilt, still embedded in the parched earth, and I feel the runes pulse beneath my fingertips, streaks of light writhing like hungry serpents. Each heartbeat amplifies the blade's metallic whisper, urging me to do more, to crave more power. Behind us, Cairo exhales a plume of smoke, ever watchful. The Guardian's hood remains low, her silver gaze fixed on the emerging chasm. A thunderous roar echoes from the depths. It's no mere collapse, but an ancestral growl, as if something long dead has stirred in a forgotten tomb. I look down at the widening crack before my feet, revealing a scarlet stone corridor that breathes columns of crimson mist. The rift yawned wide, exposing a living abyss pulsing with black energy. My body tenses, the sword throbs, hungry for action. Cairo's eyes widen. This wasn't part of the plan. The Guardian utters a phrase in dead tongues, but her words drown in the mounting roar. I turn to them, shouldering the weight of the legacy that chose me. How far will the black flame go? I thought, as the chasm glowed with infernal light. In that instant, the world slowed, embers falling like scarlet rain, shadows swallowing the plaza, and me, the heir of the black flame, on the brink of crossing the threshold between life and annihilation.
Did you enjoy the video? Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. This helps us know which stories you love most and which ones we should prioritize in future productions. Your support is essential for us to keep bringing you the best manhwa content every day. See you in the next episode.